Hello, good evening, friends. Welcome to the success story session of sponsored by 360DigiTMG. And today we have a success story of Mr. Siva Kalahasti. He got recently placed in A5E consult- consultant. So, Mr. Hi, Shiva.
No,
Um, nice to meet you. Uh, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also good. So, can you just tell me about the company and your profile, how you got the job?
Yes, sure. So the company is basically a consulting firm which majorly supports for Microsoft CRM, Salesforce Dynamics, and they are also part of this HR portal. This is a startup started way back in like
Mm-hmm.
6 years back in 2014. So they have their own clientele, and they recently are expanding a big time into machine learning too. So so for the recruitment, so I do an active search every 2 days on Monster Naukri, apart from the career services provided by 360 Digit. So likewise, so they called me one day saying they're recruiting for machine learning engineer, and then yeah, the interviews happened. The first one was a technical round, and second one was a HR round taken up by the CEO, COO, sorry. And yes, the recruitment went really fast. Yeah.
So the role is of machine learning engineer.
The role is like a machine learning engineer. Yeah, the roles and responsibilities varies from data collection to doing some pre-processing, feature extraction, and all this stuff. And
Mhm.
yeah, we are in that process right now.
So before you got placed, how many interviews you prior attended before this interview?
I would say I have taken like close to 50. So
So
yeah, every week, so like the Monster or the Naukri, some other vendor or employer calls in and says we have an interview. So I had to take that. Yes, I have attended like close to 50, apart from the mock interviews conducted by 360.
nice. So how did you know about this company? Where did you try on the
Yes.
Naukri?
So every other day, as I already told, I refresh the Monster and the Naukri pages and like the Indeed too. So I
Mm-hmm.
refresh them to see if any fresh postings are there. So which would uh, which would be applicable to my profile actually, so that I can shortlist them and apply. So in that way, and it this was in the first week of June, I suppose it happened.
So can I know about your educational background?
Yes.
How you came to the data science?
Yeah, I have a master's in electrical engineering, so I do have a 5+ years of experience into ServiceNow as a ServiceNow developer. So then I had a career break. So I had a time off for myself for 2 years. So I did my UPSC. So and nothing didn't work out. So I came back. So I tried on ServiceNow, and everyone was asking about the same, like the gap period. So I thought of, why don't I go into a new stream, and analytics was the next big thing happening all around the world. So I
Yeah.
thought of doing some analytics program, and then I got introduced to machine learning. That's how I entered into machine learning in the first place.
Yeah. So how did you I came to know that instead of having from one field to another, from non-technical to technical, like you was preparing for the UPSC and then you came to the analytics and all. So how did you manage? Did the interviewer ask why you are changing all these things,
Yes, they did
the
ask.
gap and all?
Yes, they
How
did.
did you manage that?
Yeah, the first point would be you have to be straightforward. So
Mhm.
you have to answer what's on the resume. For bluffing on that, you are out in the first place itself. So there is no chance that you have to be straightforward. That is what the interview, the people like today is what you have to be straightforward. So you have to answer to the point, and what the interviews ask, yeah, they might be tricky at the positions because some people will not like the way you answer, or some people will not like you took time off, you are switching careers. No, that person is not stable, but that isn't the end goal. So you have to keep trying until you get. So if you look at my growth, so I've been with
Mm-hmm.
360. My association with 360 is almost an year, actually, exactly over an year now. I joined in last June, actually, after I completed course. Had for one or two projects, and then yeah, I was in contact with the HR every week, and yeah, things were happening that way.
So how long it take give you interviews and then you got selected? Like you have done 50 interviews, right? So how long it take the duration after completing your course?
My course was completed by the year end, actually, and sorry, by September October, and I enrolled for project, actually. So I
Mhm,
did complete my project into December and Jan. My first project was completed, and then so I had to enroll for my second project, and parallelly I had to start searching, actually, from this year starting, actually, Jan. So I enrolled, but times were very stringent for me because I had my other job going on. I had to concentrate on the interview part too, and so I wasn't able to give my second project. I had to come out of it in the from the second project. So yes, things were tough, actually. So I had to look for the interview, what questions they would post, and again, so yeah, they would backfire. So I had to list down what which areas I failed, and again I go to the YouTube, and again go to the blogs. There are so many blogs, actually. See what kind of question is this, and how we can answer this, and what how it is related. Yeah, yeah. So
mhm.
it's kind of backtracking everything where it went wrong, and yeah, correcting it again in the next interview.
Yeah. So, like, you said, like, you was working and you're going through the course also, you are doing the project and assignments and everything. So, for the fresher, it's fine, but how did you manage, like, being a working professional?
Yeah, the
So,
challenge
would you
is,
like to give
yeah,
some
your working,
tips?
yeah, your work for per day will be 8 to 10 hours. So I
Mhm,
think the preparation time would be if you are going to class, if you are attending the classes, or if you are taking up the project, it would take an
mhm.
additional 2 hours to 4 hours of your extra time. That would max go up to like 15, 16 hours a day. You still have 8 hours to sleep. You can do it.
Um, and what kind of project like you have done?
Yes, I did for three as part of 360 digit program. I did one project, actually. That is the text classification, the semantic analyzation of two documents. So
Hmm.
that was presented in December 2020. So apart from these, I did two other projects. One project is like the uh, what do you say, the predictive analytics for the agricultural data of
Hmm.
pan India, actually. So you analyze the crop patterns and determine which crops are better for which certain region. So that is one part of the project. So that was my personal project, not with 360. So and then the other project which I did as part of 360 was the predictive analytics. So yeah, it gives you good insights apart from the knowledge which you gain through classes. If you're working on some other project, either with 360 or your personal one, it gives you good insights how to work on a project really. Yeah, yeah. My previous experiences also helped me a bit. I should say that.
So, like to the pressures and all, what tips do you give? Like how assignments are helpful? Um,
So, sorry, the what the second question was, I missed it.
how the assignments are helpful to them by doing the assignments, how they learn
Yes,
and
I would say that. So I
mm,
attended Sharath's classes. So I would say that every class of Sharath, people might have attended Barney's and all. Yeah. So every part of either Barney or Sharath's classes have some other staff who are taken. So every other class would have a new, I would say, uh, new module presented to you, in the sense a new library introduced, or new some kind of new visualization plots. You can explore that, why this plot is coming here, why not you try the previous one, why they are trying this. You can explore these things. So it's all exploration to you, so it is not limited. So every day you can at least cater like half an hour to 1 hour on exploring the new terminology introduced by Sharat Arwani. That would give you a good insight actually. So that is a starting point, I would say. And there are a lot many blogs if you go, if you are going to explore on these subjects. And R is very vast. Not up to I would say for exploration, R is very vast. So there are a lot many things which are not known to us actually. Yeah, if you can start digging just a half an hour a day, that would be more than enough for learning new things.
Yeah. The people used to ask like, is it very necessary to focus on the programming? What do you like to say in data science?
I would say you should at least know 30 to 50% of what you learn actually to crack an interview. So if you are not knowing anything, if you are like, this is not some degree which we complete in a studying overnight and which we pass. You at least need to know why that is being implemented in the first place. So why that is being, that is not some bookish knowledge you gain. That is some experience you really had to put into. So that is done by working actually. Yeah. So you should at least know 30 to 50%. Rest all will come under the experience which you gain while you're working. So you should at least know the 30 to 50%, which I believe. So without that, it is impossible to crack an interview.
Yeah. Did you went for AI also? AI course also?
No,
Or
not for AI. So I just went for the machine learning. So AI, I still need time because I'm not completely versed with machine learning itself. AI would be something far more reachable at this time. I should at least give some 1 year break. I mean, break in the sense I should at least command myself some of the major topics covering machine learning, and then I should go for AI. That is what I thought. If people are now the people several colleges and several universities are even giving AI degree now. Yeah, as a fresher they are good to go. My perception is different, so I just stopped with machine learning for now, for an year at least.
so, would you like to give some suggestion to fresher how to lead a successful path in machine learning and data science?
Yes, I already told, just half an hour to 1 hour study daily. Whenever whatever the new model introduced by Sharath or Barney, just go through it for half an hour. That is more than enough. So,
Mhm.
and there would be some interview preparation sessions. I haven't attended anything due to my constraint, timing constraint, and they would be more than helpful there when you are trying to for these interview sessions. These training sessions which you took for half an hour or 1 hour every day on learning these modules, they would be helpful there. So it is not like an engineering degree where you put like 5 to 8 hours overnight and get passed. No, that doesn't work here. So you have
Like the practical knowledge is so much
so
required.
every day at least half an hour to 1 hour on what the topic taught by Sharath Barney. Just 1 hour, nothing more. It would be more than there. And I would the assignments would not be coming in daily. I think so. If I remember, the topic completes for every 2 3 days there would be an assignment. So at least
Mhm.
1 hour a day would not be much of an ask when you are going through these many hurdles to get a job. That would not be much of an ask, I believe.
Yeah. And what are the tools you have learned, extra tools you have learned
Extra tools.
while going through the interviews?
As part of first thing I would say, as part of this 360-degree project, I have learned MongoDB. Oh, that is
Oh.
pretty straight. That doesn't need a teaching. If you can open the Google and search, that is pretty
Mhm.
straightforward. I learned MongoDB, at least for a beginner, I would say. And
Mhm.
yes, I learned Tableau. And currently in my project, I was being introduced to several new algorithms, which would be implemented as part of the practical world, I would say. At least 4 5 algorithms new I have been introduced to. I'm working on.
Mhm. So, what additional help did 360 digit provided apart from the course? What do you like to say?
I would say that the mock interviews were a real hammer on my part actually. So
Mhm,
they helped me in the basic stuff which I was missing. So I would thank each and everyone from Jamil to Samuel who took my mock interviews, including Nishita, Nitish. I don't remember
mhm.
Nitish sir and Nishit sir. So yeah, their inputs were valuable at my basic stage where I went missing on the basic stuff actually as part of Python or R. So that was the real starter for me. So and then yes, and then from the interview preparation point of view, yeah, I was in constant touch with the HR, and also Sharath was always helpful on that part. He would reply me even he wasn't able to pick my calls. He would reply me whenever I text him, and he reply me within minutes. He was real helpful. I should thank him in the first place.
Uh, yeah. Sharad sir, Barney 360 are very helpful.
Yeah.
So, did you got the chance to do internship? Did you did in machine learning and data
No,
science?
no, no, no. No, I said my
So,
schedule was very tough. Actually, my other job was going, and I didn't do any.
haha,
I did
yeah,
project test. That's it. Internship was real. It would be real helpful, but unfortunately, for my stringent timeline.
yeah. For the freshers, it can be helpful, very helpful.
As I said, the main way of brushing topics would be the basics actually. So that would be the questions. So that would be cleared as part once you join an internship. Why these topics come into picture here? You will start from there. Yep, there would be a real help for.
Yeah. As you said, like you went for like 50 interviews. So
Yes,
how patience you was? Uh,
that is the role of a data scientist. You have to be patient. The first thing. Sorry, excuse me.
yeah.
So whenever you go into a data science job, the first thing would be
Hmm.
you need to have patience because you have to handle data that doesn't give you any
Yeah.
inputs. Whenever you look at it, you have to keep
Hmm.
on exploring because you have to keep your client happy, the customer happy. So they are only happy when you get the results for them. So you need to have a lot of efforts in the first place and a lot of patience. Yeah, you need to have the patience.
And how about your projects? Like you have done one project only, or
Yes.
and after that you started applying.
Yes, so my second project I have enrolled but I have to drop off in the middle actually. So due to my
Hmm.
professional commitments, so I wasn't able to engage in that nor I was able to take any active part in that actually. So the time has come like I thought of enrolling into the second project in the later May part itself, but there was another offer. Yeah, it's part of this. These things happen, right? I was even offered a job and a couple of interviews went well, and then so they haven't responded in the last minute. So these things happen. These things also happen. So they say that you'll be getting your offer letter tomorrow, and they don't pick your call. This is where your patience comes in. So you have to be patient till the next one comes. So I thought there I would take up some other project, but no, my professional commitments are very hard, and yeah, so it was very difficult for me to manage at that time. Even I was getting putting in 18 hours, but that wasn't enough. I had to drop out of the project too.
Okay, so have you joined your new company?
Yes, it's almost a month with a new one.
Uh-huh. So how it's going on? Like what are the things you are doing as
Yes,
a machine learning engineer?
yeah, things are real good. The project is real good actually. The client is San Francisco based AI company. I would say that.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
so they are doing some uh, what I would say. They are doing some churn modeling project. I would say to
Hmm.
know to know the customer, to know their customers. Actually, this is the starting point for us. So there are three tracks to each these project, and like there are like Overall, mm, the project people are like 15 to 20, 7 to 10 data scientists, and there are three streams into this. Yes, I am part of one of the stream actually. Yeah, they are into consumer intelligence, I would say. They are willing to know about their customers.
Okay. So, as you told, like you was working professional, how did you switch to data science?
I told earlier, right? I had a break, so
Yeah.
I had a break. No one is willing to take me back due to the break. So you had some.
Yeah.
So there would be some knowledge. Even I cracked the couple of interviews there, but they're not willing
Hmm.
to take, saying yeah, the HR policies won't accept. So then I had to take a call, either to stick there or to move aside as a fresher or something. Yeah, I moved as a fresher again.
Yeah, sometimes because of having gap, they won't accept the resume and all. So how difficult it was. Like
Yeah,
if
kind of.
someone is having, so how to apply? Like,
Yeah, that is where I had to switch streams. Actually, I had waited for 6 months and then I had to move on. I had to take a call then. So when things are not working out, you have to do some other thing, right?
mhm.
So I started again.
Yeah, it was very nice to uh, talk with you.
Same here.
So what you like to say?
I would say to freshers, keep a constant look for the new technologies coming out there. Every day, some new thing is being done as part of AI. Just go through it. You don't have to be an expert on that. You just go through it, try to understand it. That's it.
Okay, thank you. It was nice to have you,
Yeah, same.
and I hope you success in your future.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for having your time.
Same. No, no problem. Hello.